All right, let's do this. Okay, so vocab lesson 1, we have 3 roots. The first 3, or the first 2 are on the first page, page 8. The third one is on the back of page 9. The very first root is cred. Can somebody tell me what cred means? What does cred mean, Tristan? To believe. Okay. So that means that every single one of these words has to deal with believing. So we have the words accredit, credentials, credible, credit, and incredulous. Okay. So if you look at your page, you have this. Okay, correct? You guys have this in front of you. All right. So we need to figure out, based on this down here, these down here are going to tell us what these words mean. We're going to use the underlined word to figure out what it means. So what do you guys think based on, well, we'll take this. Anybody want to be a volunteer to read the very first dot? Tristan, thanks, man. Good. And then it tells you, so if you see a word with cred in it, you're going to deal with believing, trusting, or faith, right? And then you have down here, when you see cred, think of incredible, which means, well, that's, I can't believe it. It is not believable. Okay? All right, can I have somebody volunteer to read this one about the principle? Yo-ho. We'll go Ojeku. Good. Okay, so can we think, what do you think accredited means? Or the word, yeah, what does it mean to accredit somebody? Give permission. It says to authorize. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to your notebooks and you're going to write down, when you have the word accredit, that means to give authority or to believe. Okay? So if somebody's accredited, you believe they have authority. Okay? The next one that, Yoho, you read that, right? Yes. The next one that has the underline is the word credential. So it says her credentials, such as education and references, are very impressive. What is a credential? Yoho? Yeah, like Miss Moore and I, we both have teaching credentials. It is stuff that makes us able to do something. Okay, so a credential is a document, like it's like a driver's license. A driver's license says, hey, this person's allowed to drive. That is a credential. So a credential, and I'm going to go back to my list, and this is where you guys can add it in your vocab notebook. A credential is a document that says that facts are believable, like an ID card, teaching license, like a CPR certification. Great if I could spell that right. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right. The next blue, or the next dot, they're blue in the book, but we gave you a copy. The next dot here, anybody want to volunteer to read that? Tristan, go ahead. Incredulous. Perfect, thank you. So clearly Cameron, what happened with Cameron? What did he do? He lied, okay? Cameron lied. And so we're going to have a hard time thinking he's credible in the future, okay? So we're going to define these three words. So we were incredulous after he told us that unbelievable story. So what do you guys think? We were incredulous. What do you think it means to be incredulous? What do you think, Blake? Yeah, you're not willing to believe something. So incredulous, which is the last one on the list, unwilling to believe something. I guess I should, you guys want me to make this bigger? Is it hard to see? I didn't even think about that. I apologize. Is that better? Okay, I'm sorry, guys. All right, so we have credible and credit still to define. If we go back to the paper, it says, and we gave him no credit for finally being honest with us. If you give somebody credit, what does it mean? Like, I give you credit for working really hard, or you get credit for that assignment. What does it mean to get credit? True, right? Yeah, like you're recognized that you believed. Like you are recognized that you're believable, that you have good character. Yep. So credit is recognition for being believable. And the last word is credible. So like if you use credible sources when you're writing or when you're researching, what does it mean to use a credible source? Tristan? Yeah, completely believable. It's a believable source. It's something that you know you can rely on, okay? Believable, trustworthy, reliable. Okay, so if you notice, there are 5 words in the cred list, and if you see CRED in a word, typically you should know that it has to do with what? Believing in something. It's either trustworthy, it's reliable, I can believe in you, okay? I can believe what you're saying because you are credible. I can believe, I'm going to give you credit, acknowledge that you were believable when you did something, okay? Do you guys still need a minute, or should we move on to the next route? Okay, I'll give you 1 more minute. I'm going to pause recording. Okay, so the next, on the bottom of page 8, oh, I'm zoomed in. All right, on the bottom of page 8, we have this one here. Okay, we're going to zoom in a little bit. GNO. I like it. It reminds me, because if I see GNO, it tells me it means to know. So cred means believe. GNO means to know. And our 3 words are agnostic, prognosis, and prognosticate. Okay? So I'm going to add those here. Scroll up. know means to know. Okay. Now, I will say we will end up putting all these lists and stuff on Schoology as well, but right now it's there. Okay. Again, the words are agnostic, prognosis, and then prognosticates. All right. So there are 3 words. If I see gno in it, what am I going to think? To know. So I need somebody to play Aisha and somebody to play Dr. Jones. Renzo. All right, perfect. Who wants to be Dr. Jones? Tristan, you can play Dr. Jones.
Doctor, what's the prognosis? Can you tell me what to expect as the disease progresses?
It's hard to say exactly. Or looking at that, what is likely to happen with your case. I will use your software as a platform agnostic. I can learn on any computer operating system if it's remote or not.
Perhaps I can use software on my computer at home to learn about the disease.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much. So again, you see those 3 underlined words, you know it has something to do with knowing, okay? So the first one that we're going to define is going to be prognosis. What prognosis can you tell me as the disease progresses, okay? What prognosis? So prognosis is like knowing before. Like what prediction can you give to me, okay? Knowing before or prediction of what's going to happen later. Like if you know that somebody has like the stomach bug, and you know, like I'm going to say that if you have the stomach bug, you're probably not going to be able to keep your food down, right? That's going to be your prognosis because I know before it's going to happen that you're not going to be able to keep your food down, okay? And hopefully we can avoid that because nobody likes that kind of feeling. I'll give you a second to write that down. Oh, I did. You're right. I'm sorry. Thank you. I said I was going to give him time to write it down, and then I took it away. So mean. The next one, it says it's hard to say exactly in order to prognosticate or forecast what is going to happen, right? So if I'm going to forecast something, when I forecast the weather, what is it? What am I doing? Blake? Yeah, you're making a prediction. So a prognosis is a noun, is the prediction. Prognosticate is the I am prognosticating. So this is the verb version of it, okay? So prognosticate means to make a prediction or to know ahead of time. And I'll say this one is the verb, okay? And we'll say this one is the noun. The last one in the gno, to know list is agnostic. And it says, I will use software that is platform agnostic. The other way that you can think about agnostic is sometimes people say that like their faith is agnostic. Basically, they say, I just don't know. If somebody is agnostic or something is agnostic, it is just you don't know, okay? So not known, not able to be known. And just something, so GNO is Greek. We're going to put this here. GNO is Greek. The next one also means to know, which is nice. It's on the back on page 9. The next word, Zoomed in. Hello. Is cogn. That is Latin, but it also means to know. Okay, so cogn is Latin, but it also means to know. So these 4 words also have to know in them, which is good. Okay, so cogn, to know, and this one is Latin. And then these words are cognition, cognizant, incognito, and recognizance. Resume recording. Okay, so here's the paragraph. The spy was incognito because she did not want to be known or recognized. Okay, she was following an enemy agent who had been arrested on a minor charge, but he was released on his own recognizance when he agreed to appear in court. The spy thought that the enemy agent might be aware that he was being tailed. She would certainly be cognizant of a tail if their roles were reversed. The spy's cognition of this possibility made her aware of the need to be cautious. Okay? Hopefully you guys aren't spies and you don't have to deal with this. But who knows? You never know.
You can't be too careful.
Exactly. So the first one that's here is incognito. What does it mean to go incognito? You're disguised. You don't want to be known, okay? So if you are incognito, you are disguised. Ooh, something happened there. Disguised, not wanting to be known. Okay. The next one, he was released on his own recognizance when he agreed to appear in court. Has anybody heard that word before? When you're agreed to be released on your own cognizance. So like typically this happens in court. If somebody is arrested or something, you would agree to be released. Like that means that you know, like I know that I have to show up on court. Okay. So recognizance means agree to make yourself known in court or show up, basically. I'll show up. So the next word is she would certainly be cognizant of a tail if their roles were reversed. Sometimes, like I am cognizant of the fact that I am loud. I am cognizant of the fact that sometimes my singing is terrible when I belt out in the car, but that's okay. I still do it anyway. What does it mean to be cognizant, Blake? I know. I'm fully aware. That's fine. You know what's going on. So if you are cognizant, okay, cognizant means to be fully informed or knowing, to be fully knowing of whatever's going on. Like, I got this, I know. It is what it is. The last word is cognition. The spy's cognition of this possibility made her aware of the need to be cautious. So cognition is the act of knowing something, okay? Cognition, the act of knowing something. So I will say this. We are going to put this, and you guys can listen as you're writing this down, but we are going to put this document in the vocab section on Schoology. So say you wrote it on a piece of paper and you lost it, and then you go out and get a 3-subject notebook and you want to put it in your notebook later, you will have access to this on Schoology. We are going to do a weekly vocab activity as well. That's not coming today. We will do that tomorrow, just to get you guys kind of used to what vocab is going to look like this year. We're still using the same resources that you guys had in 7th grade, but it looks a little bit different. So this document here is going to be on Schoology in the vocabulary folder, and the video is going to be in the video folder. Okay?